Hi there and welcome back. In this video we're talking about any and all. Those are two functions that are really straightforward but in some cases can be really useful. The any function takes an iterable and returns true if any of its elements evaluate to true, and the all function returns true if all the elements evaluate to true. So here's an example of when it might be useful. Imagine you've got this list of friend locations. It's a list of dictionaries where each dictionary has a name of your friend and the location of the friend. Then we ask the user for their location. And then we're going to calculate which friends are in that location. So we have a longer list comprehension there. Just getting the friend for each of the friends in friends if their location is equal to the your location variable that the user's entered. So imagine they enter San Francisco. We're going to put in the friend object, this dictionary, for each of the friends if they are in San Francisco. Now, we could say something like if len of friends nearby is greater than 0, that means there are at least one friend, print you are not alone. I'll just do that so it's a bit more readable for you. However, this is not terribly nice because really what we want to do is we don't care about the length. What we care is whether there are any friends. So here is where the any function comes in handy. If any friends nearby, print you are not alone. What this is doing is it's going over each of the elements in friends nearby and it's checking whether they are truthy. Now, a truthy value, notice how these things are not booleans, they are dictionaries. A truthy value is one that evaluates to true. So here are some values that evaluate to false. Just because there's not that many, and it's always good to know them. 0 evaluates to false when you try to get a boolean out of it. So does none, of course. So do empty list, empty tuple, empty set. So does false. And of course 0.0 and all these type of numbers that are 0 evaluate to false. You can get whether something evaluates to true or false by doing bool of 0. And so we can run that. And we can enter San Francisco. Notice how it says you are not alone, first of all. And then it also says false because bool of 0 is false. So that's what the any function does. It goes through each element and it asks them if they were a boolean, would they be true or false? If any of them says true, then it says, okay, this is true, you're not alone. You can also say all friends nearby. But again, the friends nearby function is going to contain either 0 friends or 1 or more friends. So all doesn't make much sense because all of your friends are going to be dictionaries. So if one of them is true, all of them are going to be true because they're all going to be dictionaries, and dictionaries are always true unless they're empty. Any would return true if there's at least one, or false if empty. So it's a pretty handy function in this case. Okay. Now let me just delete that. And of course, all would print, for example, all of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This will print true. So I'm going to run this, say San Francisco. And now notice how it says true here because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are all true. But as soon as we put a 0 in there and run it again, we now get false because not all of these things here are true. One of them's false, and that's the 0. So it can be useful in some circumstances. I just wanted you to know about this function just in case you encounter a situation where you need to use it. This is akin of me giving you some tools for you to use in your construction project. You may not need them all for one particular project, but they may be useful for other projects. And these functions are essentially those slightly more obscure tools that a lot of people don't know about, but they're still handy to know and understand that they exist. So that's it for this video, and I'll see you on the next one.